Bring in James Pierre. He is a journalist with Haitian radio and TV. He's joining us tonight from South Florida. James, I'd like to start with some reports of potentially the president being tortured in this assassination. Have you heard that? And what can you add to the investigation?
Absolutely. President being shot more than 12 times. Apparently, they took away his eyes and shot him again on his ears, literally being tortured, as you mentioned, throughout the whole process. Actually, the president also had his legs broken. It's really tough to see the images.
What can you tell us about the First Lady's condition, Martine?
The First Lady is in a stable condition right now. I spoke earlier with a close family member, letting me know that the First Lady is stable, but suffering with so many pain that she's dealing with, but she will be safe.
Was she able to add to the investigation in terms of what she saw and witnessed?
So far, no, she hasn't spoken with any Haitian authorities, but what we learned on the ground, very disturbing. We just learned that apparently the assassins took with them as well many important documents inside of the president residence, also money they took with them. We don't know what are the documents about. We know that the president, because of the National Palace being destroyed since the earthquake, the president usually make deals inside of his residence. So now it's very disturbing to know what national documents that they have in their possession still.
Which leads to the question, the motive here. I mean, we know a number of arrests have happened, including several Haitian Americans. Any light you can shed on the potential motive in this assassination?
Very disturbing when we know that two Haitian Americans living in South Florida actually went to Haiti to do that. One of them wanted to run for elected position in Haiti. Unfortunately, he couldn't do that, and then now choose to murder the president. We also know that the other people who are speaking Spanish on videos that we're watching are also Colombians, 10 of them being arrested right now. The chief of police made a clear announcement that there are more than 8 still in large. They are looking for them.
James, when you and I spoke last night, it really caught my attention, the type of security that the president of Haiti had in place. And for something like this to happen at his home, I think took leaders from across the world by surprise. Can you help us understand what was in place and how something like this could happen?
That's why there are so many unanswered questions. The president was supposed to have the highest level of security, including the door leading to the president's bedroom. Nobody's supposed to have the key or the code. Even if you use a machine guns, you cannot enter the room. It was very easy entrance for the assassins to get inside of the president's bedroom. No confrontation again with the local police officers and the band coming in. Very disturbing, and that's what made me think that probably sometimes of collaboration with the securities and the assassins.
Questioning those closest to the president, I'm sure, as part of this investigation. James, before we let you go, in terms of leadership in an already unstable nation, who's in charge right now? As I understand it, the Haitian Supreme Court Chief Justice died from COVID. He would have stepped in as president.
That's correct. Haiti woke up another day without a president, only with an interim prime minister making very disturbing decisions, announcing that the police literally have control of Haiti. We can reopen the airport. They can open business again, which is very disturbing for many in the Haitian community living in South Florida, thinking that the president just died. We should be more cautious, especially when we know that we have more suspects in large, but the prime minister want to go forward with it.
It is chilling. The police in Port-au-Prince telling people to stay calm, go home, and let the police do their investigative work. Our attention on Haiti tonight. James Pierre, we appreciate your time and your insight as always. Thank you.